What's up, my brothers? I know y'all motherfuckers can't see me. The cult for Shadur Sanders is starting to look like the cult for Lamar Jackson. Now, I understand, as a black man, I understand why quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson and Shadur Sanders have such strong followings, especially from the black community. If you know the history of football, the history of this country, you know that a lot of black quarterbacks have been disenfranchised and discredited throughout the history of the NFL. You know, they can't get away with errors like white quarterbacks can get away with, or non-black quarterbacks can get away with. We know this. And so whenever we have someone who is good, whenever a black quarterback is good, and they've proven themselves over and over and over again, they are going to have that cult following. They can do no wrong according to that cult following. So I just want to preface my statement by saying that I understand why it exists, but you have to be able to call these things out, and you have to be able to be objective as best as you can. No one is truly objective, but the goal is to be as truthful and objective as possible. You don't want to fudge up what you can actually see. Dillion Gabriel played well. Other than the interception, which was his fault, because even though the receiver didn't really run a great route and the play design was foolish, he still shouldn't have tried to throw that ball in that tight of a space. He shouldn't have done that. That interception was his fault. And, of course, he fumbled the handoff, trying to give it to the running back. But other than that, he played a good game. When I see all these comments that say, oh, he played terribly, he played poorly, this and that, no, he did not. If you watch the game, which I suspect a lot of these people who are commenting did not, if you actually watch the game, you can say that Dillion Gabriel played a good game. He did. He was putting, the ball placement was pretty damn good. It was pretty good. He got the ball out of his hands. He commanded the offense. He did a good job. If you watch that game and you watch every play and you didn't watch the box score, if you watch the game, you can say that Dillion Gabriel played a great game. When I watched Shadur Sanders play, he played a good game. 2 touchdowns. And the 2 touchdowns that he threw, they were in tight windows. Good ball placement. Both of these quarterbacks had good outings. Shadur Sanders obviously had the better outing because he had the better QB rating. And he threw 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. But at the same time, he played against Carolina. They are ranked 30th in defense, and these are the backups of the backups that he played against. Okay, you can give Dillion a little bit more credit because he played against the Eagles, and their backup defense is just as good as the number ones. Like, I hate the Eagles. I hate them more than anything, and if you follow my channel, you know that to be the case. I hate the Eagles. I can't stand them. Fuck them. But they have talent on lock. Their defense is outstanding. So Dillion played exceptionally well considering the circumstances. He was playing against the Eagles. He was thrown out there. Well, he wasn't thrown out there like Shadur. Shadur was truly thrown out there. No preparation, no reps with the first team. So Shadur Sanders definitely had the more difficult route when it comes to reps. But when it comes to going against the team, Dillion Gabriel had a much more difficult task going against the Eagles than Shadur going against Carolina. If you ask me, I think Shadur gets a slight edge right now, but all the comments that are saying that he is blowing Dillion out of the water, that's not the case. It's not. It's close. It's extremely close. It's razor edge, razor thin. And I wouldn't fault anyone for choosing Dillion Gabriel over Shadur Sanders. I wouldn't get mad about that. But the cult of Shedeur is really, it's making things insufferable. It's making, like Shedeur Sanders, I like the kid. I do. The kid has confidence. He has swagger. He believes in himself. I want my quarterback to have all of those qualities. But the cult, when you see it, it makes it difficult to root for him. It really does. Any player that has a cult following and they are as fervent as the Shedeur Sanders cult or the Lamar Jackson cult, it kind of grates at the nerves because they allow any mistake to go. And I understand why. I explained in the beginning of the video why it happens. But when they do it at such ferocity that it just turns you off about everything about the player. And that's unfair to the player. But it is what it is. So if you ask me, who would I pick? I like Shedeur Sanders just a little bit more, a tad bit more. But you can't go wrong with either one. That's just my opinion. So I don't want nobody coming in the comment section calling me a coon, calling me all this and all that, because I know it's going to happen. It happens all the time. Like how I'm not so high on Lamar Jackson like everybody else is. I don't think Lamar Jackson should have won 2 MVPs. I don't think that. I mean, when Lamar Jackson is good, but am I going to sit here and say that he's deserving of 2 MVPs? No. Just the cult, man. The cult is crazy. It's so vicious and fervent, and if you're not in lockstep with them 100% of the way, they are going to go after you, especially if you're a black male. They're going to come after you hard. They're going to call you a coon, Uncle Tom, whatever. And if you're white and you say something negative about Shedeur, they're going to call you a racist. So if you're a white guy and you want to criticize Lamar Jackson or Shedeur Sanders, be prepared to be called racist. Be prepared to, whatever, you're going to be called everything under the sun. And if you're a black guy, you're just going to be called Uncle Tom, coon. Like, you're going to be called all that shit. But those are my thoughts on it. I thought Dillion Gabriel played well. I think it's closer than what the Shedeur Sanders cult is making it out to be. You can't go wrong with either quarterback. I hope both of them succeed because Dillion didn't ask for this. It's the Cleveland Browns' ineptitude that they drafted these. Number one, Shedeur Sanders should not have been drafted in the 5th round. He should not have. At worst, he should have been a 3rd-round quarterback. Shedeur shouldn't have been drafted in the 5th round. But Dillion Gabriel, after the Browns chose him in the 3rd round, they shouldn't have went around and drafted Shedeur Sanders right after. Neither quarterback asked for this. This is malpractice on the NFL for a team not picking Shedeur Sanders earlier than that. That's just malpractice. But it's also malpractice on the Cleveland Browns for selecting Dillion in the 3rd round, and then you turn around and you draft Shedeur Sanders, knowing the drama it was going to cause. This is unnecessary drama that didn't have to exist. But drama sells tickets, and it creates ratings. Oh my God. This has been a ratings bonanza. Like, this drama, and the thing is, like, sports without drama, it is kind of boring. So you do need some of that drama. Jerry Jones knows that best. But those are my thoughts, brothers. I catch y'all later. Peace.